wife of mine, you know. So that's why I love Cal.
What's up, y'all? How you doing? It's your boy DJ Kristyles, 95.
Okay. 95.9 FM Cleveland Urban Alternative. This is your boy DJ Kristyles holding it down. I got another dope interview with another dope artist. You already know, doing my show, I love to bring new artists, people that you've never heard or seen before, because they're just killing it in the music game, and bring them here to Cleveland and just around the world here on iHeartRadio. Right now, I got Suzi. She's an American Dominican independent recording artist, singer, songwriter, carving a bold path through the realms of pop, hip hop, and R&B. Her sound is a fusion of sharp lyricism, emotion, melodies, commanding voice that the presence cannot be boxed. And listen, she came into the scene in 2015. Nobody's Better collaboration with Fetty Wap, and that just went crazy viral. Over 300 million streams worldwide, just crazy numbers. She did a song with Tory Lanez, sophomore album special for you. She's just a great singer, great artist. And listen, today she's evolving more as an artist and unafraid to experiment with new sounds. Everybody give it up one time for Suzi. She's in the building.
Wow, that was incredible. Thank you so much. Clearly, you have done some homework, and I really
Yes.
appreciate that. That was an incredible intro. So, thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Yes, I'm excited to have you on too. Listen, your journey. To me, not too many people can pop off, right? And 10 years ago with Fetty Wap, and at the time, Fetty Wap is still going crazy with his song. And you had a song with him, Nobody's Better. Tell us, how did that collaboration come about?
Yeah, so it actually happened to be that I think, my senior year of high school, or I was entering my first year of college. And I was trying to build some original music. My engineer, Rob Boyd, and I were working on some, new original lyrics. And my mom was super involved with my career at the time. So he would go and drop me off at his house to record these songs. And one day he starts posting on Facebook a bunch of Fetty Wap content, and he's curious, like, hey, why do you keep posting all this Fetty Wap stuff? Are you a super fan? And he's like, well, yeah, I guess you could say that. Fetty Wap is actually my younger brother. So of course, my mom, being like super involved, is like, do you think that he would do a song with Suzi? And he was like, yeah, let me ask him. And he said yes. And that's kind of how that song came about. Very, very fortunate to have my mom in my corner in that way, because she definitely pushed me and advocated for my passion. So she was definitely the secret weapon in that operation there.
And then you had another high profile with Tory Lanez. How did you get Tory Lanez? Like, I'm like, your journey went from Fetty Wap, now we got Tory Lanez. Like, how did that
Yes.
happen?
It's so crazy. It's so crazy. So along the lines, well, the song with Fetty Wap was actually my very first record ever. It's still blows my mind to this day. But we tried to venture out to kind of help develop my sound. The song was so successful, and I mentioned before, it was my first single. So I had a lot of discovering and learning to do about myself. And in between that process, I built this incredible song called Special for You with my friends, Tori Chorus and I Kenna Fontaine. And we were in the studio one day, and I'm like, you know what? Like, I really love this song, but I feel like it deserves a really cool feature. I think Tory Lanez would be incredible. So we all reached out and did a little bit of digging. His team got back to us and was like, yeah, we'll do the collaboration. So we went out to Miami, shot the music video. I think we recorded his verse at Quad Studios here in New York City. And he's been super supportive.
That is dope. That is dope. And looking through your history, doing some research on you, a lot of singers go out and they use their natural voice. So what you have a beautiful natural voice, or just the natural talent. But you actually went out and and expounded on that, right? Took more vocal lessons so you could go different ranges. Tell us a little bit about that history and that journey.
Absolutely. So as a kid, back in elementary school, they used to put together these concerts for the families to come and see their kids sing. And around that time, I guess maybe I was like 5 or 6 years old. My mom was alerted by my music teacher that I had potential with my vocals. So one day, my mom asked me to come and sing her a song, and I sang her like "Mary Had a Little Lamb" or something, but so passionately as a kid that she saw the same potential my music teacher noticed in me and asked me like, "Hey, do you want to be a singer? Would you like to take lessons?" And I was like, "Yeah." So from that moment forward, she enrolled me in vocal training. I studied classic music. I grew up singing opera, which was my first intro into the music realm. So I came from a very classic and theatrical training, and later was like, okay, I need to start doing something that I feel more could relate to my peers, because I didn't think that the opera and my peers, like 13-year-olds at the time, could connect too well. So that's kind of where that came from, but I still have a very deep love and appreciation for classic and opera.
Oh, that's dope. So you're just versatile. You can say like I can do it all. It doesn't matter. It's not a genre. I can do it all. So what genre do you really like? Like, dude, like everybody say they like it all. Like I'm a DJ and I say I like all the music, but I do.
Mhm.
Listen, here we go. Secret confession, saying it live for everybody, so everybody can listen to. I really do love country.
Okay, that's
No,
cool.
I am a hip hop DJ like by trade, but
Yeah, at
free
home you'd
time.
be listening to country music. That's great. That's
Who
awesome.
doesn't like Morgan Wallen?
Country music actually is so beautiful, and I really do appreciate the language and the stories that they tell in the songs too. So I
Yes.
understand.
It's like, what's your secret like music that you listen to, like a guilty pleasure?
I mean, I definitely would say I'm a pop and R&B girly for sure. But I guess on the opposite end, it would have to be the opera and the classic music. It feels peaceful to me, you know?
Right. So you be at home chilling, like you wouldn't want to deal with anybody else. And like, I'm gonna turn
Yeah.
this
Sometimes
Mozart
it's
on.
like some classic instrumental composition is exactly what I need to clear my mind.
Yeah. So do you do that before or after you write? Like if you're writing your music or you're trying to put together a project, do you listen to that classical music to clear your mind to get it to the right mind state?
Actually, no, I haven't really done it in that way. I kind of just do it on my free time.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Just moving around, walking. Oh, I see something to put in the iPhone notes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I do that a lot too on some things. Because
Like, you know what? Calling for one of those days where I just maybe need to go sit in a park and listen to some classic.
right. And so how much do you pull on your Dominican roots? Like when we're talking about, because I mean, they have some great music uh history. How much do you those back into that and put it to your current music?
Yeah, so I'm super, super proud of my heritage and very happy to be able to speak Spanish fluently. My parents encouraged me throughout my whole life to make sure that I was fluent. And I grew up with a whole variety of sounds in my household. So we'd have merengue, we'd have bachata, we'd have some salsa going on, and then I have my siblings that kind of introduced me into like the English side of things. So it'd be pop music, it'd be freestyle. We would have a little mix of everything. Um, but luckily, because I am fluent in Spanish, I do have a love for like reggaeton music or even a little bit of the bachata. So I was able to start making songs in Spanish. I actually did a small PR run in like 2021 in the Dominican Republic for my first Spanish songs. They received it very well. So I'm very, very happy with that.
Hey, the crossover is real. I love it. And that's not a crossover for you going Dominican. It's just crossover audience period. Now, when I say it, I don't say it as a bad term. I say it as like having fans from all genres and all ethnicities. So that is dope.
Yeah, I'm really happy to be able to have that ability. A lot of people may have, they may be Dominican or Puerto Rican or wherever they come from, but don't have the I guess, bilingual ability. So I'm very
Yeah.
happy.
Cause listen, I always tell my wife, I say, listen, we go to all these countries, all these Spanish speaking countries, and we have yet to learn how to speak Spanish. Now I know a little bit of it. I was in Argentina and they deep in it. And I was like, oh, I could just a little bit of it. But one of these days I'm gonna take Duolingo and learn how to speak.
Yes.
Because I go to too many of these countries already.
Will be very useful. You can order
Yes.
your food perfectly and no mistakes.
Oh, it's gonna be mistakes. I promise you. I'm a butcher. I'll butcher names. I'm gonna butcher somebody
It's
language.
okay. It's the effort that counts.
It is effort. And talk about effort. What efforts are you doing now? 2025 is here. A new realm of music is coming out. Where do you fit yourself in when we're talking about today's pop and R&B music?
Right. I mean, I am so excited. 2025 has been an incredible year for me, especially with being able to collaborate with legends like Jim Jones and French Montana, even. So I have so much new music coming. I'm excited to explore more of the pop stuff and even more into the R&B realm. I did get a chance to experiment a bit with the sexy drill. That was fun. If you got to listen, my EP Hit the Target there's a little bit of a meld of all of that. So
Yes, it is. It is. It's a great record. I like the
thank
record.
you.
I'm playing it. I love what you did with it. Talking, are you more of a? And I didn't get to see the videos yet. I listen to the music. I get to see the video. Are you more of a dancer type artist, or you just want to? I'm gonna kill you with my vocals.
I'm not even gonna lie, I love to incorporate some choreography into my sets. What I feel I want to give out of my show is like a full blown performance so that if you spend $200 on my ticket, it's gonna be well worth it because we put in that work in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. Because I spent a pretty penny for the Chris Brown concert, and it was worth it. It was
You know? Exactly.
the guy could do his thing. Look, what do you like? Who's some of your? Talk about Chris Brown. Who are some of your influences? Where we talk about it could be a singer, it could be anything. Who's some of your influences when you're talking about your music?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely grew up listening to Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, Mariah Carey, Alicia Keys, Kehlani, Ariana Grande. The list goes on because all of these artists were a part of my childhood, and even now, it would be a huge part for me to say and give recognition to them.
So who would be your dream collabo? I mean, you already did. You already got Fatty Wap. You got Tory Lane. Some two is great artists. Who would be your dream collab on this upcoming album or in the future?
I would love, love, love to do a record with Chris Brown, and I would absolutely love to do something with Ari or with Kehlani.
Oh yeah, those two great ones. Those some great ones right there. Oh, those that's good
For sure.
choices. Those are good choices. Tell us about your childhood coming up. Tell us of the things like not outside of music, with some of the things that you love to do. Not just your childhood now, like things that you love to do outside of music.
Yeah, I mean, I definitely grew up mostly um in the arts field. So anything that has to do with like painting or cooking, um, art designing, clothes. What else could I say? There's so anything that has to do with art, I love. I'll sculpt if it comes to it. You know?
Oh, that's the same here. So you say cooking, clothes. So that means it tells me you got a clothing line
Oh yeah,
coming out.
that will be in the works for sure.
And then cooking, that means I'm gonna see you on TikTok and IG and Susie in the kitchen.
Cooking with Susie,
Cooking with Susie. There it is.
whipping it up with Susie.
I love it. I love it. Tell us tell the people out there listening and the new artists how to navigate through this new music business. Because it's different than it was in 2015. 10 years later, what's the difference now?
Yeah, it is so different. Honestly, I feel like now we have to focus so much more on putting a lot of content out. There are so many different creators out in the world, and we consume media so quickly. I feel like you put something out today, and then by tomorrow or like 2 days, people will forget just because we're ingesting so much. I feel back 10 years ago, if I had put a music video out, you could sit with it for a month and get the chance to appreciate it a little bit more. So I will say that me personally, I'm not the biggest fan of having to create so much content to just fulfill the space for, the content. I do miss the fact where people would have the chance to sit with your art and get to see the whole process behind it, or get to just appreciate it in a different light because it wasn't consumed as quickly.
Yes, I mean, how many times you just sit down in your meetings or anyway, be like, man, I got to put something out today. Again, even me as a DJ, I'm like, man, I got to post this. I got to post this. I got to show them how I can DJ. Like it's just no way. It's not the same anymore. Like how much pressure is that for you as being a creator?
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely a lot of pressure. I will say that it's sometimes a little bit hard to keep up with, just because you have to be involved in so many different mediums. Like, um, I guess 10 years ago, really, we were just on like Instagram and YouTube, but now there are so many other platforms that you have to pay attention to and make sure that you're feeding those fans at the same time. So they're saying now you have to create like 14 pieces of content for one song on every platform. So it's
Whoa,
just
whoa,
like
whoa,
the
whoa, whoa, whoa,
amount.
whoa, 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 whoa. Hold up, hold up, hold up. I need to read that. There's how many?
At least 14. They're saying like minimum you should have 14 pieces of content for each single that you have. And you have to keep posting and reposting and posting some more. And then not only that, like now we're kind of required to enter into other spaces where maybe before we only focused on just the music, and now we have to go and do streaming, or now we have to go and like, do something completely aside from the music to gain fans in different areas, and so that people can feel close to you too.
So basically, and I tell a lot to new artists too. You got to basically become a musician and an influencer all at the same time.
Yes, for sure. I would definitely say so.
Wow, that is. I don't know if I want to continue in this game. That's putting a lot of work. That's putting a lot of work.
It is a lot of work. It is a lot of work, but I'm very happy to, have the ability to do so and to be able to have people that I've met along the years that are passionate in the same ways and that believe in my vision as much as I do to help you accomplish this. Because without a team, I don't know how I would get any of this stuff done.
Right, man. So much work. So let's talk about. You got new music coming out. Tell us the process of this new music, because new music is like getting it's like a present on Christmas, right? Like,
Right.
oh, take what I'm getting this. Like, tell us the development of that your new project.
Yes, so I have so many incredible new songs coming out with a couple of features on there, which I'm not gonna talk about just
No,
yet.
you gotta talk about why. It's already on there. The features is already cut. It's already done. It's already
We're
recorded.
getting there.
It's on the track already.
Yes, but you guys can expect it very soon. The whole process behind it is really fun time, not only because I'm also an engineer, but because I'm so very heavily involved in every step of the process. So from the creation of the song to the development of the music video and concepts of all of that. It's a good time to be able to create something new. It's like a new little baby.
You're not going to skip over and just say, yeah, even though I engineer too, I'm one of the engineers and just keep, no, you're not going to skip over that part like it's an everyday thing. Like we don't see too many artists say, I'm engineering my own album. They're like, where did you learn that? I mean, tell me, talk to me.
I mean, that definitely came from my struggle in my earlier years of going to studios and not being able to like what I left with. And I didn't understand at the time that it had to do with the language and being able to communicate what I felt and heard up here and knowing how to express that to my end. So I decided to take it upon myself to really hone in on my craft and try to understand it the best that I could. I interned at a studio out of the Bronx for about 2 years. Then I started kind of freelancing because I got really good. I started building studios in people's homes, like home setups. I have a travel studio, and I got really good at it. And now I am one of the engineers over at Platinum Sounds Recording Studios, who's owned by Jerry Wanda and Watsa John from the Philippines. We're located in Chelsea. If anybody wants to come and get a session with me, I do still work over there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Oh, hold up. We went to a whole another lane of something I did not even notice. I do great research, but I didn't know that part of it. That's
Yes.
crazy. You are a real live techie.
Thank you.
That's what
Yeah.
you tell me. Like you really into this. Like, nah, that ain't gonna sound right. Let me tweet. So are you producing too, right? That means
I'm learning how to produce. It is a difference from being a producer and being an engineer. The producers more so handle the music creation and like the development on that end. The engineers we record and make sure that it sounds great. So I'm excited to be able to say I'm one of like 2% in the world of female engineers.
that is dope. You know how dope that is? That is
Thank
applause
you.
to you. We all gotta clap it up for that one. That is super
Thank
duper
you.
dope. Susie is in the building, singer, songwriter, pop artist, engineer. Might as well let's not that need to go in the bio too. Like I am a real live engineer.
Yes, yes,
Make
yes.
your vocals tighter for the right price. I can make it tighter.
Yeah, I can make sure you sound good too. Not only me.
Right, right. So if I grabbed your cell phone
Mhm.
and for some odd reason I get it unlocked, don't I, everybody got their stuff locked, and I look at the Rolodex, the old school term, your contacts. What's the most famous number I was seeing there?
Oh man, I mean, I got a couple of famous friends for sure. I definitely, me and Jim text here and there. And if you're familiar with Dasha Polanco from Orange is the New Black, she's a really good friend of mine too. She's an incredible human, and I've known her for several years now. She also is working on some really great music.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
Nice.
I don't know if she still has the same number, but little Kim.
There it is. There it is. There it is.
Yeah.
Little Kim. My only claim to fame I just don't even count because I don't even have a contact, but my only claim to fame is Nicki Minaj follows me on IG.
Ooh.
That's it. That's all I got. That's all I got. That's the biggest one. It trumps everybody else. Now
Yeah,
I got
listen,
Susie though.
Nikki.
Now, if I get Susie to follow me,
Well, don't worry, I'm gonna follow you.
then we
You ain't gotta worry about that.
then we work. We on fire. Susie is in the building. When are we going to see you on the radar? Like one of these influencers online sites where you singing, you dancing, doing your thing.
I mean, hopefully very soon. I did do it on the radar performance for my song called New Bay. I almost forgot the title for a second. There's so much music I dropped. But you guys can find that performance with On the Radar.
That's dope. That is dope. Susan in the building, man. I appreciate you coming on. Little technical difficulties earlier, but we got it together. That's what we
Yes.
do. Plus,
Yes,
she's
and I can't thank you enough for having me and taking time to, have this conversation and get to know me a little bit better.
yeah, just the first interview. We're gonna have more. And listen, the more interviews we have, the better we get. Trust me.
Yes.
It gets better. It gets better. I appreciate you going on. Make sure you guys check out. Give everybody your Instagram or where they can find everything for you.
Yes. And again, thank you guys so much for having me. You guys can follow me on all platforms under Suzi, Suzi.
There it is. I appreciate everybody. Listen, 95.9 FM, Cleveland Urban Alternative Radio, and the DJ Kristyles Show podcast. You know how we do it, man. Doing it like we're doing it for TV. Peace.